Welcome to Women's Rugby Rundown 236 for March 2nd through the 8th. This week, the Black Ferns Sevens extend their reign of terror in Vancouver, while the Celtic Challenge locks in a high-stakes semifinal bracket. In the United States, the rugby community is mobilizing for a stand on inclusivity, and across the globe, domestic title races in France, Spain, and the United Kingdom reach a fever pitch. I'm Wendy, here to bring you the latest in women's rugby news. This is your Women's Rugby Rundown, and we're about to kick off. As we continue to celebrate 20 years of YSC Rugby, our 10K march is gaining significant momentum. Instagram has hit almost 7,000 followers, and so we're going to be hitting our 1,000 follower milestone pretty quickly. While we've reached 69% of our overall goal to 10,000, much of this growth is driven by a surge of new allies mobilizing in response to the USA Rugby transgender ban. Our collective voice is only growing stronger during this period of advocacy, which proves that the community is standing together. Help us cross the finish line by following YSC Rugby and Bushi Promo on Instagram or TikTok and tagging your club in the comments of the pinned anniversary post. We'll start with International Sevens first. The Black Ferns look unstoppable, securing their fourth title in 5 tournaments with a gritty 24-17 victory over Australia in the Vancouver final. Player of the final, Georgia Miller, proved to be the difference maker, setting up the winning try for Elena Sully to break a late deadlock and extend the New Zealand lead at the top of the Seven standings to 8 points. Behind the 2 heavyweights, the USA ended a 9-tournament podium drought by defeating France 35-21 to claim 3rd place, while host nation Canada thrilled the home crowd by clinching 5th with a 26-19 win over Fiji. Further down the bracket, Japan secured 7th place after a high-scoring 34-19 exhibition against Great Britain, and now the series shifts to the final regular stop in New York. The New York leg of the HSBC Sevens series serves as the final regular season stop, and the standings suggest a league of 2 halves as the teams prepare for the postseason. New Zealand currently holds a 6-point cushion over Australia at the summit, with the 2 powerhouses safely distanced from a mid-table battle between the USA, France, and Canada. However, the real pressure is mounting at the bottom of the table, where Fiji and Great Britain remain mired in the basement with 50 and 30 points respectively. While all 8 core teams will advance to the World Championships, these regular season standings are critical for seeding into the 3-pool format. Every point in New York determines who will be sacrificed into a pool of death against the heavyweights and who might find a smoother path through the 12-team bracket in Hong Kong. For Great Britain and Fiji, this final chance to find clinical form and improve their rank to avoid an overwhelming quarterfinal path that could threaten their status for 2027. Now let's look at International 15s. The Celtic Challenge semifinal bracket is officially locked in following round 12. It saw the Wolfhounds cement their status as the team to beat. An authoritative 43-20 victory over the Clovers secured top spot for the Irish outfit, setting up a Final Four clash against Brighton Thunder, who snuck into the 4th seed. The Lightning's hard-fought victory earned them the 3rd place spot, meaning they will travel to take on 2nd place Clovers in a massive rematch for a spot in the final. Meanwhile, in the Scottish Derby, Edinburgh edged out the Glasgow Warriors 22-17 to end their campaign on a high, though both sides missed out on the knockout stages. All eyes now turn to the semifinals as the top 4 cross-border powerhouses prepare for a winner takes all sprint to the trophy. The American rugby community has mobilized in force to challenge a new USA Rugby eligibility mandate that threatens the sport's long-standing culture of inclusivity. Following a clinical emergency meeting on March 2nd, almost 300 club leaders and players have committed to protect teammates facing exclusion under the new policy. There's still a lot we don't know about this policy, and so a group of organizers have gotten together to try to understand it and find a path forward. Round 4 of the Men's Six Nation was absolutely fantastic, and if you missed it, the table is stacked with teams that haven't won a Grand Slam in a long time up for the title. And this makes us look forward to the 2026 Guinness Women's Six Nations, and it's set to be another landmark tournament as it returns to the spotlight following a historic 2025 World Cup. England enters as the sure favorite with a staggering 13 consecutive wins and 11 Grand Slam titles, but the rising level of competition is reflected in record-shattering ticket sales and the use of national venues like the Aviva Stadium and Murrayfield. This year also introduces an under-21 series to bridge the gap for emerging talent, creating a packed schedule that concludes with a high-stakes Super Sunday in May. With over half of the top 10 and some below that teams in action in the next few months, it is an incredibly exciting time for women's rugby. We have the Guinness Women's Six Nations, the Pac-4 series, and of course there are several other internationals sprinkled in there. And for one, we can't wait. Las Leonas are chasing an incredible 9th consecutive European title this spring. The campaign kicks off on home soil in Las Rojas against Belgium before shifting to a massive international test in Biahoyasa against the world champion England under-21 side. New research from the 2023 and 2024 WXV competition shows that as elite women's rugby professionalizes, the athletes are becoming significantly more powerful and the game more intense. While overall injury rates are currently lower than in the men's game, the data reveals that forwards bear the heaviest burden, with knee ligament injuries accounting for the majority of their time away from the pitch. Fatigue is a major factor since 2/3 of injuries happen in the second half, though there is positive news regarding head health as concussion identification has improved drastically since 2010. These insights provide a vital roadmap for coaching and player welfare to ensure the sport grows substantially heading into the next World Cup cycle. Spain is making a serious play to host the 2035 World Cup as a part of a significant push to professionalize and grow the sport within the country. While the federation has officially entered the race for the 2035 men's tournament, the current trend suggests that securing one often leads to hosting the women's event 2 years later. This mirrors the dual hosting models already set for Australia and the USA, and it would represent a total transformation for Spanish rugby from a niche interest to a global centerpiece. Now let's hop over to domestic and club news. In Europe, the AXA Elite One final is set for a historic showdown at the iconic Stade Aguilera in Biarritz on the weekend of June 27th, and French Rugby has already confirmed the match is officially sold out. While Stade Toulousain and ASAM Romagna currently lead the pack, they first have to navigate a high-stakes semifinal round against the rest of the top four to earn their place in the title match. Defending champion Stade Bordelais and resilient Blagnac are currently in position to fill those playoff spots, meaning any of these four powerhouses could potentially be the ones walking out to that capacity crowd. Round 13 of the Liga Iberdrola has locked in the top three playoff spots for El Salvador, Guecho, and Majadahonda, but the race for the final semifinal ticket has turned into an absolute sprint. El Salvador remains the undisputed title favorite after a crushing 33-0 bonus point win over second place Guecho, while Majadahonda officially secured their postseason berth by defeating Olympico. Behind the leaders, only 3 points separate fourth place Sant Cugat from seventh place Cisneros, leaving the final playoff spot and the relegation promotion battle wide open heading into the last weekend. With St. Cugat currently holding the narrowest of leads for that fourth seed, the upcoming clash between Crot and Cisneros will be a high-stakes decider for who stays in title contention and who faces the threat of the drop. Round 13 of the PWR saw Saracens reclaim the top spot after a big 43-26 London Derby win over Harlequins, powered by a clinical May Campbell hat-trick. Gloucester Hartberry kept their own unbeaten streak alive with a 38-20 victory over Exeter, though the Chiefs managed to salvage a valuable 4-try bonus point in the closing minutes. The weekend's biggest drama unfolded at Morrison Stadium, where Sale overturned a significant halftime deficit to edge out Loughborough, 31-29. Meanwhile, Bristol delivered a ruthless performance by dismantling Leicester 68-0, keeping themselves firmly in the postseason conversation as the race for the top four intensifies. The Fijiana Drua are set to enter the 2026 Super Rugby W season with a significant boost from their expanded partnership from Fiji Airways. This high-profile support comes as the team looks to build on their legacy of winning back-to-back championships in their first 2 years and reaching the semifinals in the season since. Round 5 of the Uganda Premiership saw the Thunderbirds seize the top spot in the standings after a gritty 10-5 victory over the Avengers. This result, combined with a 25-17 win for the Nile Rapids over the Black Pearls, has completely reshuffled the top of the table as the Rapids remain the only unbeaten side in the competition. Meanwhile, the UAs secured a 29-20 win against the winless Panthers to jump into 6th place and distance themselves from the bottom of the rankings. The Isuzu Bulls Daisies firmly established themselves as the team to beat in round 4 of the Pick and Pay Women's Super League 1, dismantling second place DHL Western Province with 24 unanswered second half points to secure a dominant 50-22 victory. While the Daisies pulled clear, the Sanlam Bolin Dames kept pace in the title race thanks to a hat trick from Aziza Hile and a high-scoring 41-29 win over the EP Quins. Elsewhere, the Golden Lions continue their upward trajectory by stifling the Border Ladies 32-7, and the Sharks finally ignited their campaign, bagging a crucial first win of the season with a 33-19 bonus point triumph over the Free State. And finally, in Asia, the grand final lineup for the Nanfung Group Airside Hong Kong Premiership is officially set after a clinical semifinal Saturday that saw the league's top 2 seeds assert their dominance. League winners Society General Valley booked their place in the championship match with a commanding 22-0 shutout over the Gaiwu Falcons, avenging their only regular season loss with a defensive masterclass at Happy Valley. Meanwhile, the Kroll USRC Tigers continued their historic season by overcoming HKFC Natixi's Ice 33-19, utilizing their finishers to pull away in the second half. This sets up a massive season finale between the Valley side hunting their 14th Grand Championship and a surging Tiger squad that has proven they can close the gap on the traditional powerhouses. Does it for us. As always, there's more news on our site at yscrugby.com. Never miss an episode of Women's Rugby Rundown by subscribing to anywhere you get your podcasts from.